I'm glad for you. I'm glad that you understand that. Here's the thing. You also need to be better at debating than the people you're debating against if you want to do anything good for the cause. Honestly, you shouldn't be debating at all.
Like, how much do you know about communism compared to me?
A lot more. Like, a lot fucking more. Like, a ton fucking more, clearly. Like, Fragile knows more about communism than you when he came in here, and he's not even a communist. Like,
I literally tell people, though, that communism has never fully been achieved when they think it has.
yeah, there you go. That's another dumb thing to say. That's another stupid thing to say. Because communism is the movement. It's not some goal to be achieved. And that's something that Marx himself said. Like,
try to tell them, like, hey, communism is not meant to be a utopia. Marx talks about it not being a utopia.
Yeah, okay. And what does that mean? What is it if it's not a utopia? What is it? Just generally speaking.
A stable economic society for more workers that allow more ownership of production.
Again,
instead
this is the thing. This is like you're saying it's some sort of a goal to be achieved. When communism is the doctrine, right? It's the doctrine of the liberation of the proletariat, right? It's the idea. It's the work that you do to advance it, right? What work have you done?
What work have I done?
Yeah. You're going to teach people how to be a communist. Are you doing communist shit in your life? Because last time we talked, I asked you, you'd even talk to your mom about this, and you're like, nah.
Well,
did you talk to your mom?
I actually volunteer at a food pantry to give out food to people.
Did you talk to your mom?
She's apolitical, so there's no talking to her.
Okay, cool. That's the easiest people to radicalize.
Like, she doesn't get into politics, and I doubt she would want to talk about communism.
Cool. Then why are you talking about communism to strangers on the internet when you can't talk to your mom about it?
Because I know about communism myself.
Because you're a debate pervert. This is the only reason. Like, that's what you're doing. You want to win an argument, right? And you don't want to get into an argument with your mom, so you're going to get into arguments with strangers on the internet. It's not helping anybody, bro.
Well, how am I supposed to tell people that capitalism is exploitative?
You should tell your mom that.
Thing is, she wouldn't believe me.
Okay, so then if you can't convince your mom, then how do you expect to win arguments on the internet with strangers?
Because I understand that it's exploitative, unlike a lot of other people that support.
Sure, you can understand that all you want to. Here's the thing: do you have the power to convince other people to change their mind or to educate other people when you don't understand it thoroughly?
Yes, I can give them examples of what capitalism allows.
People know that. Like lots of people hate capitalism, but like don't know anything about communism. That's actually like the most of the people when we're on the internet talking to people. That's like most of the people that like is the convincing. Because for one, if you think you can change the mind of the people you're debating against, you just don't understand what debate is.
Well, I'm not trying to change their mind. I'm trying to get them to understand that communism isn't what they think it is.
That's not what, this is not the thing, though. When you're debating in public in a place like TikTok, the point is the audience, yeah?
Yeah, the audience.
And when you don't know a bunch of shit, right? And like when you fuck up and like let them yap for a long time, who's educating audience? You or the person you're talking against who knows their shit more than you?
Well, there's been people in lives for that know a bit more than the host. There's some things the host doesn't always know 100%.
Obviously. But the thing is, if you're going to be like helping, you should like go talk to your fucking mom. Okay? That's the thing. Shut this down. Go talk to your mom about communism. When you convince her, then come back up here. Why are you laughing? Why is that funny?
Because again, like, I understand the very basic principles of communism.
So right, and you can't even talk to your mom about it.
She would literally be anti-capitalist, or sorry, anti-communist.
Right. Okay, that's all the more reason, right? Like, the thing is, you're going to have a lot easier time convincing people in your own life than strangers on the internet. And so if you can't do that, if you can't even do that, then what are you doing?
There's one person that will back me up, the person that I brought up.
Yo, what's up? I'm so tired.
Agreed.
So wait, is this guy, what's his argument?
My
No,
argument is that Isiah is not a very effective person to be arguing in favor of communism because they
He's
do
a
not
baby leftist.
topic. Yeah, exactly. That's fine. But like, you shouldn't be hosting lives then.
Yeah, let people do what people want to do. It's whatever.
Thank you, Shane.
That's extremely unprincipled of you, man.
Unprincipled.
And you know what I want to do? I want to talk
To
shit.
tell somebody that they're not allowed to talk about communism because they haven't read.
Oh, no, I'm
every
telling him to
single
talk about
goddamn book.
communism. I'm telling him to talk about communism to people in his life so he can understand how these sorts of discussions actually work, right? In the real world before doing it on the internet in front of a bunch of strangers.
Look, he's learning. This is how he learns. He'll learn from people like me and other leftists.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Man.
Jing has literally been backing me up on multiple lives.
I'm sure he has.
I have nothing wrong with somebody who's a leftist that wants to be a communist. That, you know, not every single working class member is going to read Das Kapital Volume 1.
That's not the point here. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The thing is, he's really bad at this. It's very clear watching these debates that he's bad at it. And that's not helping anybody.
So what?
So what?
What
He's
if-
like letting
what if-
spread
Do you think?
propaganda.
Wait. Do you think that TikTok lives have revolutionary potential?
Certainly
Because
not.
if you do, you're goofy.
Certainly not. But here's the thing that they do have. They have the potential to spread fascist talking points, which is what is going on here.
I don't think he's spreading fascist talking points.
Not personally, no. He's just letting other people dog walk him and make them look like they know what the fuck they're talking about.
That's why I come up sometimes. All right, just let him. I mean, there's no need to be mean.
There's actually plenty of reason, Isiah. When you're hosting these lives, right? You are essentially being a spokesperson for whatever ideology that you're defending. And when you have a spokesperson who is incredibly uneducated on what they're trying to be the spokesperson for, and their goal is to convert people to their ideology, which is what I'm assuming your goal is with these lives, you are doing effectively more harm than good when you are actively silencing voices of people who know more than you, and you are taking up a space where you are not the most knowledgeable in the room on, and you're causing more harm, because what you're doing is you're giving a platform to people who are more knowledgeable on you on things that are very problematic, and you yourself are not educated enough to stomp these ideas out.
Okay, so
and you're
what
not
did he
knowledgeable
say
enough to convert
specifically?
anybody.
What did he say specifically that you guys don't like?
Okay, here, let me ask you this question. Let's say I was on a stage with a Yahtzee, right? And
I already heard your argument that, like, the fact that he's not a good like, I already understand that. Like,
that's great.
What has he said though that was an inaccurate representation of communism?
An inaccurate, like, I can't give you a specific quote if that's what you're asking for. I'm just saying that Isiah, what literature have you read?
Well, one thing
I read Principles of Communism. I read Black Shirts and Reds. I read
one of the guests that just came up here earlier said that the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany had an alliance, and Isiah agreed to. He's like, yeah, they did, but so what? They did not. That's not a thing that happened.
Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact?
It was a non-aggression pact, and that's not the same fucking thing. And that is the point. There is that you shouldn't just concede on points like that are absurdly fucking wrong, right? Like,
Yeah, you should know that the Soviet Union sought to create an alliance with the West 100 million bajillion times and was denied. So, in order to prevent an invasion into the Soviet Union, they signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which only worked for a short period of time.
Yeah, and another thing is to build up.
I wasn't here, but like people are saying, he like lets Zionists up. You should drop Zionists immediately. Fascist immediately. They're just a kind of fascist. They should not let them speak at all. Like, what are you doing?
Like, I'm not going to know like every single thing about
We're not
communist
asking you
theory
to.
overnight.
Dude, we're not asking you. I don't know everything. I don't know nearly as a lot of people on here. But the thing is that you can't actively think that you're going to change people's mind if you know like the bare minimum. You said You said verbatim,
برو
you know,
ساعدونا بهدية الله
the
يبارك
basics
فيكم،
are
جعل ميزان
clear.
حسناتكم.
And when you're hosting these lives in a way in which you're allowing Zionists
تحياتي
to
للمستمعين
become
يا أخي الله يبارك فيكم.
and you're conceding
بليز
to their
فرحونا
talking
بواحد
points,
كي.
what you're doing as a spokesperson for your ideology is you're doing it wrong. You're giving people a false understanding of what it is. You're allowing fascism and right-wing ideologies to grow and prosper and spread their views. It's a completely negative interaction on your part. So that's why we're saying it's so problematic. Not because anything specifically like you're saying is problematic, although I have heard of a couple instances. It's the fact that you're platforming the wrong people and you're not able to stomp out what these people are saying in the first place.
برو ساعدونا بهدية برو.
That's where our issue is coming from.
But like to me, like anytime
I don't
I don't know on
I don't give a shit. It's
topic,
TikTok.
like anytime I don't know
ساعدونا
stuff
بهدية
about a
please.
topic, you guys like parade me with saying like, "Oh, you're dumb." Like just
I don't think you're dumb. I think that the majority of people in the United States have not read any theory because like who the hell is gonna sit there and
Yeah, bro.
read Das Kapital
ساعدنا
Volume
بهدية
1
برو.
through 3, the critique of the Gotha program, unless they're like severely autistic? Literally no one. So I mean I don't really care. It's like TikTok. But no, I was frustrated that one time that you were debating that guy and I was like, dude, this guy is ridiculous. I was like, you didn't know how to respond, and I was just like, if this guy needs to let me up. This guy needs to let me up. And he wouldn't let me up. He wouldn't let me up, and he was like, I'm letting people up. Yeah, that triggered me so much because it was like there was times that you could have like totally dog walked that guy, but you just let him have those points. Like you didn't even have a response to the human
برو
nature
ساعدونا
argument.
بواحد كي برو بليز. أرجوكم فرحونا بهدية بليز.
my Curvo.
But ultimately, it's just TikTok, and I just don't care.
Both of y'all are some fucking frauds, bro. Isaiah, you've been cooked so many times on the same topic, and you refuse to actually like engage with the substance of the topic. You think it's just people being mean to you, and it's not. Like what you're doing actually is counter-revolutionary.
Bro,
Like I don't
ساعدنا
understand how
بهدية
you
برو
don't
بليز.
understand that. And this
فرحنا
other
بواحد
dude or
كي
whatever, that's
بليز الله
I guess your
يبارك
right
فيكم.
hand man, your defender,
عيش
being
للمخير
casually
No
ableist.
one's
الله
Another
right.
thing
يبارك
that
فينا
you don't
ساعدونا
even
بواحد كي
even
بليز.
clock. Like
برو
you just
بليز
allow
واحد
people to
كي
say
بليز.
whatever. I've heard you when you first 2 weeks after you decided that you were going to be a communist, come on this platform and be transphobic
I don't
too. So
even
I'm
know who
like,
the fuck you are. Okay, I've
bitch,
never
shut the fuck
spoken to
up. Shut
you.
up. Shut up. Shut up.
Thing, let her talk. Let her talk.
Like this, you don't have to know who I am. That doesn't matter. Now that I know who you are, nigga, you are a fucking fraud. Like, what are we talking about? You're a fraud. You're casually ableist. Talking about people don't want to read Das Kapital or whatever. Like, okay, you don't have to read Das Kapital to be a good communist. If he was just a good communist, he would understand that what he's doing is kind of revolutionary. Like, that it actually is like a shit stain on the
Okay, look,
on whatever this is on
look,
this
you
platform
are
or whatever.
insane. This is TikTok. Okay, there is nothing going on here that is revolutionary.
Does not fucking matter.
This
You
is TikTok.
espousing, letting people say right-wing rhetoric or engaging in right-wing rhetoric yourself is counter-revolutionary. Okay,
Ash,
like you
why'd you remove him?
as a communist, you're supposed to be practicing some revolutionary principles. Like I don't understand why that's so hard to comprehend. Like it's really not that difficult, Isaiah. And I actually do feel bad for you because it's like at the end of the day, you're going to continue to get cooked because you're like voluntarily like putting yourself on on the slab. Like you're setting yourself up on a chopping block because you don't actually want to like learn and engage like outside of this platform. I don't know where you've come from before. Like again, and I've told this to you, like I feel like you have already come from some form of debate space and this is what you like to do. You like to debate. But it's like not good. Like you're not a good debater. You're not compelling. You're not very educated on the topic. And so, yeah, you're going to get steamrolled over and over and over again. And instead, what you could be doing is spending this time actually learning and engaging with like real world shit. Like instead of like allowing Zionists or engaging in transphobia, allowing like Yahtzee rhetoric, like it.
Well, I'm trying to get people
This
to
nigga at the
understand
bottom, bro, this little white CCP cosplayer, you're a fucking loser. You're a loser. Like, this is why y'all get into communism. You're talking about people being autistic or whatever. With like,
برو ساعدونا
oh my
بهدية الله
god,
يبارك
when
فيكم
you've only
فرحونا بواحد
engaged with
كي
this
بليز
because it's
واحد
just a
كي
little weird hobby for you. It's
الله
not something
يبارك
that you
فيكم
actually
أخي
care
فرحونا
about.
بهدية
Not something that you're actually invested in. Yeah, you are white, and like, I can't even say what I want about white people right now. That's the problem, is that you are white, and all these things that you engage in is just a hobby for you. It's not about survival. It's not about actually changing the world or doing something that actually changes material conditions. It's about throwing your debate dick around, and you're not even doing it well. Like, it's just to get some validation on TikTok. Like, it's
I'm
straight up
trying to get
weird.
people to understand that capitalism is exploitative, and people don't understand that.
Yeah, sure, people don't understand that, but like, you also doing what you're doing is not helping people realize that, especially when they're steamrolling you. Like, you're getting cooked on the most basic point.
Again, I'm not going to know every single topic in the world there is to know.
Isaiah, that's not what people are asking you. I don't need you to know every single topic. But again, I've been a communist for about 5-something years, okay? In the beginning, do you think that I was trying to debate people and being like, I'm the arbiter of communism or whatever? I'm going to tell people about communism? No. Why? Because I was a student. I was intending on learning, so I was not putting myself on the forefront. I definitely would have come on these apps that are hosting lives on a subject that I knew damn near nothing about. Like, let's give an example, and I've said this over and over and over again. I don't give a fuck about the Soviet Union. I don't engage with a lot of it. And so therefore I would not be hosting a live debating on the ethics of the Soviet Union. Why? Because I literally, one, don't give a fuck and didn't give a fuck enough to learn about it. Okay? Like, that's the same shit. Just like any of these white people shouldn't be doing debate lives on Pan-Africanism because y'all don't know anything about it. You don't know much, if anything, about communism in like a real tangible way. Therefore, you should not be hosting debate lives. Unless you really do like getting cooked every single time you do it, because that's what's going to happen. Every single time somebody's going to get on this panel, they're going to cook you. Either you like actually, again, engage and take it as constructive criticism. Again, another point of communism is criticism and self-criticism. Like, unless you take it in stride and actually like really take it and apply it, you're going to continue to get cooked and you're going to perceive it as bullying. Like, that's really what it's going to come down to.
Hey Isaiah,
Yeah.
so why do you allow Zios to speak on your panel?
Well, I didn't know so like when I let her up was explicitly a Zionist. I would have assumed at least she would have understood what was going on in Palestine, but she didn't.
Why would you assume?
Because it's blatantly obvious what's happening over there.
Okay, but do you read up on the material, what's going on in Gaza right now? Like the news recently? Because I do.
No, I know what's going on over there. I know what's going on.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Did you know that 100 people, 100 children are being unalive every day since the end of the ceasefire?
I already know there's millions and millions of people
answer
being
my
unalive.
question. Answer my question. Did you know that or not?
No, I did not.
Okay, so then that means you need to read.
But I understand that when Netanyahu's doing it.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I just said something and you didn't know it, so therefore you need to read, right?
Yeah, but I understand what's going on in the Middle East.
Okay, no, you don't.
Israel's literally committing genocide against Palestinians.
I know that, but I just said, listen. I just said a fact, and you didn't even know it. So therefore, you don't really like read well into the issues of what's going on in the ground. I just said something and you didn't know it. So
again, I'm not going to like every
more.
single thing. I just know like a premise.
Listen. You need to read more. That's it. We're trying to be nice to you. You know, I'm much older than you. How old are you, Isaiah?
22.
See how these niggas get talking about fucking purity politics. It's not about purity politics. Y'all are literally doing the complete opposite of the shit that communists is supposed to be doing and claiming communism. It's not about having purity politics. Like,
Isaiah, do you follow Destiny or like Vosh online?
No, because they're not true leftists.
Okay, why are you into debating then? You need to read more. Just read. There's nothing wrong about reading. I think reading is like a lost art. And it sounds like you need to keep on reading, keep on understanding history.
Well, to be fair, I procrastinate a lot, so I don't often read.
Okay. Well, that means you need to be reading more, right? Like,
but when I do read, it's
I'm reading right. Listen. I'm not trying to like jump on you right now. I'm just saying that you need to read more. You need to do a lot of deconstruction, and you're still so young. You're like a baby. I'm like 39. Like, just keep on reading, dude. Just keep on reading. If you don't know a subject, what do? You Google it and say, hey, what's going on in Gaza right now? Oh, wow, 100 children are being unalived every day in Gaza since the end of the ceasefire. Wow, that's really, really bad. And let me look into more UN reports or humanitarian reports. Like, do you know what breaking the silence is?
Like you're talking about like in Middle East, like breaking silence?
No. See, you don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Breaking the silence is an Israeli IDF group where they openly talk about stories of war crimes they committed against the Palestinians. It's been around since I think the early 2000s, where they openly admit, like, yeah, I did this to this child. I blew up this person's home. I did human shielding.
Like, I see all these videos every day.
Listen, these are testimonies and stories that you don't know about, that you should start reading about.
I know, and I've seen TikTok videos of all the stuff that's happening.
Stop looking at TikTok. Stop looking at TikTok videos, for God's sakes. You gotta read, dog. You even admit that you're procrastinating, you're not reading. You need to start reading.
And I also, I've seen multiple videos on Palestine.
Stop watching videos and read. Go to Breaking the Silence, go to Bestselling, go to Human Rights Report, go to Amnesty International, go to all these other things and read upon these human rights reports. Just read them. Read them.
You don't Edward Said is? It's fine to engage through other means. It doesn't always have to be reading, but again, it doesn't feel like you're actually comprehending what is being said if you're not picking up on that stuff. Immediately when a Zionist gets on my panel or whatever, which would never happen, I don't even debate like that, but if that were to be the case, I could immediately clock it. Why? Because I've spent a long time actually learning and understanding dog whistles. But it's not about I'm not trying to even purity test you or do none of that shit or whatever. It's just I don't understand why you continue to try to build some form of platform or whatever.
Bro, ساعدونا بهدية please.
You basically saying I procrastinate, so instead I'm spending on TikTok hosting lives instead of engaging with the
material.
material.
الله يجعل ميزان حسناتكم please. فرحونا بهدية.
The people out there don't
الله يقرف أعماركم إن شاء الله.
Capitalism is exploitative. How do we get them to understand that?
Isaiah,
how do we get you to understand, Isaiah? How do I get you to understand that that's just literally the basics and you haven't engaged with nothing else? That's the third time that you've repeated that same exact sentence. Why do you think that you are the person to educate when you refuse to be educated?
Isaiah, can I ask you a question? Isaiah, can I ask you a question? So this is kind of like a political question I'm going to ask you. Do you think Israel would exist without American imperialism?
Yes, it would.
What?
Okay, you're wrong. You're wrong. You don't know anything right now.
Israel would stand by itself and still commit atrocities. It
wouldn't. What are you talking? This is the thing, Isaiah. You don't know about politics in general. I just walked you right now. You honestly think Israel would exist without America? What are you talking about? They give them tens of billions of dollars a year. You don't understand politics.
Literally, if you think that it would exist, why doesn't Rwanda still exist?
Exactly.
Rhodesia, my fault. Rhodesia.
Like, I'm educated when it comes to the conflict
No, you're
between
not. I just,
Britain
I
Not
was
if
just
you don't
asked you.
understand that the state only exists as a surveillance state for the United States. Like, that's what I'm not
talking about, like,
understanding. Like, these
the
basic
government
sort of
spies on
principles
people.
that, and it's not even just about like testing your politics or whatever, but these are like the most basic things that you understand when you're a communist. Like, you're supposed to understand imperialism. So if you don't think that U.S. imperialism is what's sustaining Israel, then you're not a communist. Like, I'm sorry, you're just not. Like, we just can't be slapping labels on things willy-nilly. Like, you're just not a communist.
I understand
I mean,
imperialism very well. Like, America is one of the most imperialist nations in the country out of all the other countries.
Okay, but I just told you, I just asked you a question and you said no. So you don't understand imperialism.
You don't think Israel itself can remain as an imperialist country?
No. No, it can't. The only
Isaiah,
power that it
Isaiah,
holds
Isaiah.
is because it's backed by the United States.
Isaiah,
Joe Biden, I mean,
Did you-
bro.
do you know how you just used those words incorrectly? Israel is a proxy to Western imperialism. It's just there as like a land aircraft carrier in the Middle East. It destabilizes the region.
I mean, if that's the case, why did Joe Biden say if Israel didn't exist, the United States would have to create one to
Exactly.
protect her interest in the region? Why did the U.S. say that? If Israel could just exist by itself.
That's an example of classic imperialism.
Okay, then. Yes, exactly. Like, the state only exists because it is a proxy state to push U.S. imperialism.
But isn't
Hello,
Israel
to spread
backed
global
by other countries?
capitalism, to spread Western hegemony. Like,
Isn't
Isaiah,
Israel
you-
backed by other countries, though?
no, primarily it is backed by the United States. And the only reason that other countries, let's say the UK, France, and the like, support Israel is because the United States supports Israel.
Isaiah,
Yeah.
you're so young. I'm old. I'm trying to be a nice like older brother, young. It means older brother in Korean. Just you need to read more, my man. I'm trying to be very nice with you. I'm losing my patience. I don't usually lose my patience with you, with anyone, but you gotta start reading. Do you know who Edward Said is?
No, I do not.
Okay, then you need to read, my man.
Like, I can't just automatically read all this stuff you're recommending to within 1 week. Like, that's
Oh
not
my,
possible.
there's no time frame on it. The only reason that you believe there's a time frame is because you want to get back on this live. That's why. It's not about, like, there's no time frame on having to read all these things. I get recommended books every single day. Does that mean I'm going to finish it? No. Like, you don't have to, like, nobody's asking you to consume this material, but you believe that it does not take hard work. And that, like, you're trying to avoid the hard work that it takes. You don't receive this information through osmosis. You actually do have to study it.
I do study
And
all
then
this.
after you study it, you have to actually practice it.
I look up a lot of stuff on Marxist.org when it comes to a lot of things.
Oh my God. Isaiah, bro, you're killing me, bro. Like, I don't understand what you even get out of this. Like, do you really be dunking on people? Like, I don't think that that's the case. Like, I don't think that you're winning a majority of these debates that you're getting in. So why are you even...
I'm trying to tell people that them supporting capitalism and free markets is not okay. Like, I'm trying to
And
get
then
them to
what?
understand that capitalism is not the better system between communism and capitalism.
So then when they continue to ask questions, where, like, and you can't answer them, what do you do?
Well, if they bring up famine, I easily explain that because I already Ash already told me what the famine was in the Soviet Union when it was under Stalin.
And that's it. Like, like
Because that's the most common argument people bring up, the famine under Stalin, and I can easily defend that.
bruh. I'm like, it is really just given that you're a debate pervert. Like, this is actually quite sad. Like, I'm sorry, like, like you, like the fact that you're just like, okay, well, Ash told me this stuff, not that you have learned anything. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You're trying to receive all this information through osmosis. Like, you believe that is the work, and it's not. Like, straight up, you talking about the famine, girl. People are gonna have more questions than that, and just because you tell them, oh well, that situation actually was such and such, doesn't mean that what you're saying is like compelling. And then what are you directing these people to do once you tell them this? You can't say go join an organization because you're not in the organization. You can't say go read these books because you haven't read said books.
No, what I would do is I'd
you're
recommend
basically just like giving people like useless information because you're not there. It's not going to be directed into anything. There's no energy behind that.
I would literally tell them I would refer you to these other communists, or I would tell them you go look this up on Marxist.org.
Is that your only reference for things? Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
When I tell them about communism, I say you can go look this up on Marxist.org, or you can go follow and talk to all these other creators on TikTok.
So why don't you just let them do the work?
Because there's people that are going to join
this white boy in the comments, bro. You literally don't want it, bro. You don't fucking want it, bro. Like, y'all are so upset that people tell you to fucking read and you fucking whine. Like, I'm sorry. Actually, I am. Like, when we're talking about who's the better communist, I literally am the better communist. I'm well read, and I actually am in several organizations that do actual fucking work. I don't just sit here on this app or whatever, talking about bullshit that I don't know about. Like,
Jing reads.
It seems like now he's throwing you under the bus. Say I read, I'm not Isaiah. Obviously, you don't read. You're talking about purity politics when we're just saying that people should be able to understand the concepts that they're trying to tell somebody else.
But that's what
I didn't know that was a hard task.
There's so much leftist infighting and purity politics within the left, and I'm starting to
It's not leftist infighting. This is what y'all don't understand. I'm not fighting with you. We're not fighting. You're being critiqued and you don't like it. Again, this is just straight up fucking liberalism.
I am not a liberal in any way.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're literally a liberal.
If I was a liberal,
you're prioritizing your own personal yeah, you're just prioritizing yourself because you're basically saying, well, I don't feel like reading. I'm a procrastinator, so I'm not going to engage with these things. You're prioritizing your own fucking feelings over the actual facts of the matter. Like, you're a liberal. It's not about being.
If I was a liberal, I would believe in free markets.
I fuck with everybody. I fuck with people who, as long as they're principled. And by principled, I mean that you actually engage in some organizing, whatever capacity that you can do that. You actually read. And you have some principles back in politics. Like, this is not about purity politics, and this is not about infighting. Like, because we're not infighting. We're not with each other. We're not in no organization with each other. Like, this is not infighting. This is not on the basis of anything personal. It's the fact of the matter being that you actually don't want to learn.
Hey, Thoughtful, how you doing? Oh, you there?
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't unmute real quick. Yeah, I'm good. How's it going? Sorry, you're getting yelled at. I feel like this whole, like, you can't try to spread the ideas unless you read all the books. Like, it's kind of bullshit.
It's not about reading all the books. He said that all he's read is Michael Parenti. He's read 2 books. He said he read the Communist Manifesto and he read Michael Parenti's lecture. That's all he's read. Again, it's not about understanding all the theory, about knowing everything. It's about the fact of the matter being he wants to debate people on a topic that he admittedly does not know much about. And so then he gets fucking steamrolled and then allows right-wing rhetoric to be spread. And again, debates are all about rhetoric. It's about the way that you say things, mostly because people are not actually going and fact-checking what the fuck you're saying. So if you are not compelling and you're letting somebody who is more quick-witted, well-versed in whatever the fuck they're talking about, and more compelling get up here and say whatever they fuck they want, therefore they won the debate because they basically just out-talked you.
Thoughtful, do you still understand what it means by the state? Did you look that up?
Nah, I was busy yesterday.
Do you have a good idea of what the state means?
I mean, like I said yesterday, every definition I've heard seems like it would be an inevitable part of a society that's functional.
Exactly, Fragile. That's literally what it comes down to. If somebody asks you the wrong question, you're not going to know, and you're going to defer to somebody else who that person's not going to actually go and reference or get in touch with or ask a question to. So it literally is just pointless, straight up. Like, yes, there's other people on this app that are educated, some would say, or, you know, can maybe string a few words together to make a coherent sentence. Okay. Some people are better at that, and you can refer to them. You can go learn from them. But again, if you're hosting your own lives by yourself, you're going to get cooked. And instead, you could be using this.
Like, if I was a liberal,
you are
I
a
would
liberal,
believe in
bro.
free market.
You need to read. Have you read any Mao? Well, actually, we talked about this. No, you haven't read Combat Liberalism. We're not an organization. In the context of combat liberalism is about being an organization with each other. But, I mean, this is the critiques being waged. Like, you can read Combat Liberalism. You can read The Pitfalls of Liberalism by Kwame Ture. Talks about similar things. Just not being able, people not being able to receive a critique. Like,
ساعدونا بواحد كي بليز.
you're displaying liberalisms.
Why would I read Maoism? Like, read about Mao if I'm not a Maoist?
What? What?
Like,
are you serious?
I don't see a point in reading about Mao if I'm not.
Okay, but do you think that he had any impact on communism?
He did, but I don't agree with Mao on.
You don't have to agree with him. You don't have to agree with him. I'm not a Marxist-Leninist, and I've read Marx and Lenin. I don't call myself a Maoist. I've read Mao. Like, what are we talking about?
Like, if people
Just
want to
like
talk
we
about
have to
Mao,
read the works of some of our enemies to understand what their history and what they've done. It's the same concept. I don't have to agree with every single thing that's been written. Did I agree with every single thing that Fidel said? No, but I've read Fidel. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, like, if I'm told to talk about Mao, I just refer to someone to say, go talk to a Maoist if you want to talk about Mao, like about what Mao did.
No, because you're trying to play a game of telephone. How do you know what they're saying is going to be correct?
Because Maoists know a lot about Mao. They're literally named a Maoist.
But you can call yourself anything.
Like, I could go into a Maoist live and they would know a lot more than me about early developing China under Mao.
Why don't you just read Mao? So you're saying you'd rather get it from somebody who is a staunch fan of Mao, who obviously will have a bias for Mao, instead of just reading the source material? When you've already made a critique on something that you haven't read? So you'd rather just have somebody who has already agreed to Maoist principles, of which you say you do not agree with, instead of going to Mao himself and reading it objectively from what he said, and then creating a critique?
Well, the thing is, I don't believe in permanent revolution like Mao does, so I wouldn't want to read it.
Okay, but, oh my God. So you've never engaged with anything that you didn't like?
No, I have not.
So how do you decide that you didn't like it?
Because I know what Leninism is, and I agree with Marxist-Leninism over Maoism.
But you just said you haven't read Mao.
But I know what Mao entails. It entails permanent revolution.
Yeah, but no, you're just parroting like talking points of what you believe Maoism to be, and you've never actually engaged in Mao's work. Like, I don't call myself a Maoist, but why would I not read Mao when he made great contributions to communism?
Because Mao believed in permanent revolution, whereas Lenin did not.
You keep bringing that up. What are we talking about? What are you talking about? Why do you keep repeating that point? This again proves
That's the main reason why I don't agree with Mao.
Debate pervert, and you're trying to go through your dialogue tree of like what you should say instead of like the actual material. You're just like, okay, well, here's this bullet point that I remember that somebody said about Mao, and I made a analysis on it without having read the material. So therefore, this is the only thing that I'm going to keep repeating.
I read State and Revolution
الله لا يوفقكم،
by
ساعدونا بهدية. الله لا يقرف أعماركم إن شاء الله.
By
إن شاء الله
Lenin,
تعلمون
okay.
أولادكم وكباركم وصغاركم، يقرف
So
أعماركم
you,
إن شاء الله. الله نيجكم.
and
oh
in,
my
in
god, we're
that he
so cooked,
perfectly
bruh. Look at
explains
our communists, bruh.
he
So
literally
good.
he literally explained that permanent revolution is not possible because the peasantry and the working class would be exhausted by after that
Okay,
first
okay, you can
revolution.
say I don't like this permanent revolution. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't think that is true. I've never heard a Mal referring to a permanent revolution. That word permanent is really throwing me off there. Maybe I'm mistaken, bro. I've read Combat Liberalism and On
برو مقروف
Contradiction for
العمر،
Mao. Again,
ساعدنا
I'm not a
بهدية.
Maoist.
الله يقرف عمرك إن شاء الله.
I'm also not a Marxist. And I've read Marx.
الله
Like, I don't
يقرف عمرك،
understand.
ساعدنا بهدية. الله لا
So
يوفقكم
wait, if
إن
you're not
شاء
a
الله.
Marxist, are you an
خذوا
anarchist?
خرايب موديلاتكم.
I lean more black anarchist. I've just mostly just referred to myself as a Pan-African socialist. I don't refer to myself as a Marxist Leninist, even though I do believe that they, again, had some great contributions to communism. I do agree with some points or whatever, and then there's some things that I don't jive with as far as like
Well, Curvo, didn't you
some
know
of the
that?
vanguardisms.
Didn't you know that being a Pan-African just means you're a liberal? Like, look at everybody in the chat.
Yeah, they're just like, oh,
Isaiah,
you're a Pan-African.
need
You
to
like that
moderate
black
your
shit?
chat.
You must be a fucking liberal.
برو
Isaiah, you
ساعدونا
need to
بهدية
moderate your
بليز.
chat. You need
الله
to
يبارك
have
فيكم
somebody
أخي
be a
فرحون الواحد
mod.
كي
I know
يرجوكم.
that you have Ash and you have Brayden, but
لدي
that's not
أطفال
enough. You
وعايشين
have two of
بالمخيمات، وضعنا
the
صعب.
worst
أتمنى
people
تساعدونا
in
بهدية.
this fucking community in your chat,
الله
literally
يبارك فيكم، جعل
lying
ميزان
on
حسناتكم
I agree
Curvo,
with some
وترحمون
points,
talking
but
a
الواحد
lot of
disagree with the actual
nonsense.
meaningful
You
insights.
need to go and you need to
Vanguardism
moderate
has to be a
your chat.
meaningful
لدينا
insight.
المطار
Like,
اليوم، عندنا مطار.
Like,
ساعدونا بهدية.
you're
الله يبارك
far
فيكم
too
يا رب.
new
الله
to this
يجعل ميزان
community. You have
حسناتكم ويرزقكم إن
Chanch
شاء
in
الله.
here, and you have
الله يوفقكم
Jinping,
فرحون الواحد
whatever.
كي
They're
إبليس.
two of the worst people
أرجوكم
in this
أخي الله
fucking
يبارك
community,
فيكم
and
يا
you
رب.
would know that if you actually participated in the space that you're in.
Xi Jinping I talk to every day.
Xi Jinping is a knucklehead. He has rocks in his head. All he does is sit up in one fucking person's live just chatting shit. He's not someone of quality. He's here genuinely lying, saying that Curvo is yelling, Curvo is this, Curvo is a liberal. Curvo goes on extensively in her lives and in her friends' life, talking about the work that she's done, the orgs that she's in, the orgs that she's made. So you're just letting this man talk whatever nonsense he wants just because you like him. You need to get this guy out of here. You need to have like 7 mods on deck because this is getting really bad. Like, this is just a lie of lies. Like, what's going on?
الله يبارك بيك يا رب. شكرا لك يا أخي.
برو ساعدونا بهدية. الله يبارك بيكم، محتاج للمساعدة. الله يجعل ميزان حسناتكم.
Curvo, that's why I would
Like, this is
disagree.
not productive.
Curvo, anarchism doesn't work. Anarchism does not
nigga,
work.
you haven't even read anarchist work. You haven't read black anarchist work, bro. Like, first off,
But
oh
I
my
know
god.
what anarchism
Okay,
is.
Isaiah, again, you're about to espouse some shit that you just heard somebody else say, and I literally don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you have to say about nothing black. Okay, you need to
Respectfully, actually.
like straight up, like stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
ساعدونا بهدية. الله
You're trying to
يبارك
get into
فيكم.
some
جعل
black
ميزان
shit, bruh.
حسناتكم. بليز.
Yep,
فرحون
yep,
Anarchism
yep,
really
yep,
thinks
yep, yep.
communism
You're not
الله
gonna
يجعل
know what the fuck
ميزان
you're talking
حسناتكم.
about.
Curvo, anarchism thinks communism can happen overnight and don't believe in change.
That's not true. That's not fucking true. What the fuck are you talking about?
do you know says that it's just gonna happen overnight?
Green.
Name one.
Mind you, what
Green.
the fuck are you talking about, bruh?
Green?
That's
Oh,
the
Green is a
narrative.
fucking bitch, and she's on my fucking hit list. The next time that I see Green, I'm gonna go upside her fucking head. But she's
Why
a
is this so
dummy too. You
antagonistic?
need to stop listening to these dum-dums. And I'm coming from a place where I've been here for a while. I know who to avoid and to actively engage with. And the people that you're speaking about and that you're hyping up are not coming from a genuine, thoughtful place. Like, it's antagonistic. Whoa, God forbid. Like, this is the space that we're in. We need to engage in these spaces critically. If there's someone here who's a bad participant and a bad player, it should be our place as principled communists to be able to call it out for what it is.
The thing is, though, I don't believe in anarcho-communism.
You don't have to believe in the shit that I believe in. That's not the point. Again, Isaiah, you're deflecting. The point is, if you're gonna have a critique of something, actually fucking read it. Like that, straight up. You don't have to agree with. And honestly, don't engage with no black anarchist shit. Actually, just keep it, bruh. Keep your critique. I literally don't give a fuck. As far as the basic communist principles, yes, you do actually have to go outside of this box that you've been in. All you said that you read, I guess now you claim to have read State and Revolution by Lenin. You read the Communist Manifesto by Marx, and you read Black Shirts, Red Shirts by Michael Parenti. That's all you've read.
Wage, Labor, and Capital as well.
Oh my God, Brian.
Have you read anything anarchist?
No, because I don't agree with anything that's anarchism.
But you have to engage to make a critique. Even Marx fucking said that.
Can I ask? Okay, the last time I was here, you had mentioned something about transgender people, that you're trying to come around to them because you're woke now and you've learned the error of your ways, yada yada yada. Have you engaged with anything about that? Like, are you a white supremacist? I would imagine no.
No, I'm not.
Okay, but have you engaged with any sort of white supremacist literature to be able to know the enemy that you're fighting? Like, you don't like white supremacy, but I think that you should learn a little bit about it just so you can know what you're talking about.
No, I have not read any white literature, no.
Not white literature, white supremacists. Anything that they post that is just anti-black, anti-gay, whatever. Nothing?
No, I have not read anything on that.
Okay, well, I think that it would make sense if you're saying you don't like X, Y, and Z, but you're not going to read about it, to maybe reevaluate that stance. Because if you're dealing with someone who's a white supremacist and they come into your chat and they come into your lives and they're spouting these dog whistles, you're not going to be able to catch them. Because you don't know them, because you don't do your research, you don't read up about it. Like, how are you going to be able to have this space where you just don't know what your enemy is talking about?
I'm pretty sure he was a white supremacist not too long ago, so I feel like you should know.
Isaiah, I told you like an hour ago to get off your fucking live. What are you still doing up here?
Well, I was going to, but then someone came up earlier and then wanted to debate communism.
Yeah, and you should have fucking ended it. You should have fucking ended it. You should have fucking ended it. Like the way that these two women have been talking to you and like trying to fucking educate you, it just goes right over your fucking head because you have too big of a fucking ego. Get the fuck off live, delete your account, and slink away into the shadows. Go be MAGA again, actually. I don't want you around here.
Why would I support a group of people that are fascist?
Like, you are so irritating and disingenuous. Like, you are sitting up here thinking that you're the arbiter of fucking truth, okay? And you don't know anything. You don't know shit. Literally, you fucking sit here and you talk about trans people. You have no idea what you're talking about. You were arguing with a fucking womanist and defending white feminism. What the fuck do you know about feminism? Why are you talking about it in the first place?
I misunderstood.
I don't care. Why were you? I don't fucking care. Why were you talking about it in the first place? It's not your place. It's not your business. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care, actually. I just decided I don't fucking care. Okay. Get the fuck off live. Delete your account. I don't ever want to see you again. Like, I will fucking come for you every single time. You are so disingenuous. Get the fuck off live. Nobody likes you.
No, that's not true.
Everyone, shut up. Everyone else has been so fucking nice, and I'm so sick of them being so nice to you. Get the fuck off live. Get off.
Can I just say something that I feel like I think I know what's going on? Because you bring up Ash a lot. And I'm just going to say this. If you guys want to go and tell her, record this, whatever. I think the problem is that Ash put you in your place and you were mad about it. So I genuinely think that this is your attempt to get revenge on her. By telling everybody, well, Ash sent me. Ash told me this. Ash told me that. You keep bringing up her name. I think that you're trying to make Ash look bad by making it seem like she's the one who brought you into this space. that she's the one who's setting you up for success when she's not. Ash has told you so many fucking times to not do this, to not bring her name up, and you keep doing it. I think that you're trying to make Ash look bad, or either do a honeypot. It's one or the other, because I know you're not being genuine.
I would never try to make Ash look bad.
No, that's exactly
Okay, well,
what
you
it
do.
is. You're mad
You
at
do.
her. You're
You
trying
do.
to get revenge because she fucking schooled you, and this is your clapback. It's you're doing
She
the
knows
long
more
game.
than me. She knows
I
more
know
than me.
that she
That's-
knows more than you.
You embarrass Ash every time you go live.
Exactly. She has told you multiple
Every
times
time.
to give it up. You're trying to make her look like a jackass.
Anyways, dog, this is not infighting because I'm not in organization with these people. I'm not in community with these people. And some of these people is not even on the left. So
What, me?
some of these people are just here.
Yes, you. You're a fucking liberal.
A liberal would want to uphold capitalism.
Oh my god, shut the fuck
There are
up.
other liberalisms. There's other points of being a liberal, other than the fact that they support capitalism. I mean, some rad libs say that they're anti-capitalist, but they're not actually doing anything to stop capitalism. But anyways, bro.
Delete your
I have
account,
books
Isaiah.
on my account. All
I'm not
three of
deleting my account.
big book posts are pinned. Read some books, y'all, in the chat. Somebody's
In the
already
chat.
gone. They're not gonna read anything. Whatever, bro. I'm about to have to block you because I don't want to see this shit no more. But the rest of y'all, bro, check out the books on my account, bro.
Yeah, everyone
Look
else
at these
check out the
fucking
books.
losers, man. So much for gatekeeping. Like, yes, this shit should be gatekeep. There should be a barrier of entry to communism.
Yes.
Lest we be led astray by fucking liberals. Like, what are we talking?
Like, you guys are whining about violence. It's like, that's the whole fucking point.
Literally,
Genuinely,
like, there
that's the whole
needs to be
fucking
something. There needs to be some barrier. There needs to be some risk associated with this. And this is not just a fucking hobby. Like,
Delete your account. And stop reading books, actually. You are the only person I'm going to tell to not read any more books. You don't actually fucking read them. You don't fucking listen. Shut up.
And no
I
more
don't
Get off live.
understand
Delete your account.
I don't understand why leftists give me no credibility anymore.
Because you haven't proven anything to
what
us.
are you incredible for? Literally, you said that Ash brought you to communism. You were on live, posting your own lives within a week of that. So, what, like, what credibility did you build up?
You have absolutely no fucking credibility, Isaiah.
Like, there's only like one person that backs me. That's
No.
that's
Yeah.
credible.
Who?
Oh my god,
No.
bro.
Who? Literally who? Tell me
Why
who.
do I need to, bro? If you were just to actually do the work, bro, you wouldn't need nobody to back you. Like, you wouldn't need, like, somebody, like, again, if you want to learn, if that's what you're saying, like, I'm just trying to be here to learn or whatever, then just fucking learn. Like, just don't be the person who's trying to take people away from capitalism or whatever, because when you start hitting these questions, you're going to be at a roadblock. Like, it's really not that difficult.
You get dog walked by fucking MAGA, okay? That's embarrassing as shit. You should have.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Aziz, it's okay, Aziz.
I'm in MAGA's lives. Like,
I love you,
almost
Aziz.
every time.
I love you,
I'm
Aziz.
sorry, I'm
It's okay. It's okay. I love you, Aziz.
Y'all give your coins to Aziz and Fatima and Abdul and Gap and Ibrahim.
Delete your account. Delete your account. Never pick up another book because you don't even. I think you're illiterate. Like comprehension and inference is a measurement of literacy, and you clearly have neither.
Okay, listen, I have a short attention span, okay? So it's not like I'm going to pick up a book and read.
I don't
Bro,
know.
you obviously got a long
book.
attention span because you be on these lives. Like, what are we talking about? Bro, you don't have to read. You can watch YouTube videos. There's a lot of good documentaries on YouTube. There's a lot of good analysis on YouTube. Like, millennials are killing capitalism. Drops a banger every fucking day. Like, something, child. Something. Like, I have ADHD, literally about to be prescribed for it on Thursday. Finally. Still have read. Like, I work 40 hours plus a week. Still have read. I'm in 4 organizations. Still have read. Why? Because, again, this is not a fucking hobby for me. This is a point of survival. Like,
You know what, Isaiah? Either delete your account or I'm gonna report it till it gets taken down. How about that?
Ooh.
You can
Are
do
you
it. You can do it
threatening
yourself,
me?
or I'll fucking. Are you threatening me? Yeah, I am. Delete your account before I do it for you.
Yeah, Sean, that channel is real good. Millennials are killing capitalism. Somebody just said that they recording girl, record me, girl. I ain't got nothing to lose. I stand by what I said.
Right? I don't care.
Delete your
Ron,
account,
that's
Isaiah.
good.
You're embarrassing as shit. You don't know what you're talking about, literally ever.
Look, I can already see it now on
I'm
Collective
gonna be on
TV.
live today
I
at
can
5
already see it now on
o'clock.
Collective TV.
I'm
A
gonna be
liberal
reading Black Scare, Red Scare by Dr. CBS. Be There, Be Square. It's gonna be me and Bam.
Be there, be square.
Who else can I put on right now? I'm sure y'all watch Bad Empanada. He got some good commentary. I watch a lot of black people shit, so I'm not gonna put y'all on
I
that.
think communism is
Electronic Intifada. Who else got some good content, y'all? Put y'all suggestions in the chat, y'all.
Bam and Jacob Black. I mean, not Jacob Black. I got them two
Listen,
confused.
two
Jay
niggas
Black
up.
and then
Look at
Jacob
that.
Boss.
Who else do I be watching, Brian? I got some good stuff.
Well, I am going to leave.
Yeah, Jacob Boss.
Hopefully, one day we will all be free from our chains.
Oh my god, shut up.
Bad Empanada is not a bad person, y'all. He's just a troll.
Hope everybody has a great day.
And please spread it around.
you have
This
a bad
guy
day.
is setting up Ash. This is a fucking setup for Ash.
I hope you have
No,
a bad
it's
day,
not.
Isaiah. In fact, I hope you fall down the stairs.
It is.